Hi, my name is Stacy Pederson, and I'm a funny motivational speaker. And if you are experiencing loneliness in quarantine, then I'm so glad you clicked on this video. My goal today is to give you some practical advice to kind of help deal with that gross feeling of loneliness. I hate that feeling. But I today don't want to talk to you as some kind of motivational guru. I'm also not a mental health professional. My goal today is just to talk to you as really a friend. I have been through some dark periods in my life where I went through a lot, and thankfully, I overcame a lot of them. But having gone through that process, I have learned some things just as from friend to friend, person to person that can help with where you're at. And so before I begin giving you those tips, please like, subscribe, and share if you find this video helpful or you know of someone that this could help benefit. So let's get started right away. If you are feeling lonely in 2020 or 2021, then I want to say to you, congratulations. It means you're a human because if you have experienced zero negative emotions in 2020 and you've just been sailing through it like a gazelle in the forest, then I don't actually really want to be your friend because I don't think that's normal. I think for most of us, we are experiencing some pretty challenging things, and naturally, negative emotions come with that. And that can be anything from anxiety or loneliness, depression, just there's a lot of change happening. Some of you may be experiencing some extreme stressors like losing your job, trying to work and homeschool your children, or maybe you've gotten sick. There's just a lot. Plus, we're also grieving the life that we had. We're grieving, the life that we kind of took for granted when it came to our friends and our families and the things that we could do and not do. So, congratulations for feeling and being a human being. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is that I'm not a mental health professional. And if you find that you're really, really struggling with anxiety or depression or just extreme feelings of loneliness, then I want you to know that it really is okay to get help. It says nothing negative about you. When I was going through that dark time, I was diagnosed with PTSD and severe depression. And honestly, one of the things that I'm the absolute most proud of that I did through that difficult time was go get help. I'll put some links below. There is zero shame in it. Okay, let's talk about some techniques of just dealing with that gross feeling. What I'm going to ask of you is not to do all of them. Just pick one thing I'm going to say, and do it. And here's the thing is that you're not going to want to. You're going to watch this video and go, I don't want to do that. It's stupid or whatever. I'm telling you, just do one thing because, hey, what if it works? So one thing you're not going to want to, so you might as well do it anyway. The very first thing is to exercise. I know, you know that. I know that exercise is great, but it really does work. It really does lower your stress, but it releases really positive endorphins. And so when you're dealing with those negative emotions, just by moving your body for 20 minutes, it does not need to be some extreme hit workout or all these weight. Just go for a walk around the block. Like make it super easy and simple. Dance for so many minutes. Just set the timer and get up and do it. You're not going to feel like it. Do it anyway. 20 minutes. That's all I'm asking. Which leads us to the next thing. I strongly encourage you, if you're struggling with loneliness right now in this moment, to get off of social media. And if you're looking at photos of people's holiday pictures and you're alone on the holidays, or you're looking at their perfectly fake happy life, because we all know, right? We all have a friend who we know has a horrible marriage, and then they're like, oh, I'm with the love of my life on social media, and they're full of crap. So 90% of it is crap, and it's going to make you feel bad about the life that you have. So get off and do this instead. Again, you're not going to want to, but go outside. I don't know if any of you had parents that literally locked you outside, but mine did. We were locked outside in the summer. Go get some sunshine. And sometimes we were locked out for like the whole day. But now studies show there's a lot of good things about that. It's getting the vitamin D, and the serotonin levels can be boosted by the sunlight. And um, but also just being in nature relaxes and makes us feel better. And if it's freezing cold, bundle up, set a timer, go out for 15 minutes. Just don't slip on the ice or whatever, but it was going to make you feel better. Okay, the next thing is, again, you won't want to do it, but it is to do write down or say out loud 3 things you're grateful for. When you're struggling, you don't really feel like you have anything to be grateful for. Right. So, okay, let's say you lost your job, you're not being able to pay your rent. The holidays are coming and you're freaking out. You can't buy gifts for your kids. You're exhausted. And it's just like a lot is happening. You don't feel like you have a lot to be grateful for. So, what I'm going to share with you is start so small. So I lost everything. I lost my house. I didn't have a place to live. I lost my health. I lost a lot in a very short amount of time. And then I was very, very ill. And so when I was in that low place, I had to start small, which was, hey, my legs work, which with my story, I couldn't walk. For a short period of time, and that could have been permanent, but thankfully it wasn't. But that's where I started. I'm like, oh, my legs work, and the heat's on today, and I have enough food in the fridge to feed me and my kids for today. Those were my 3 things. It wasn't, I made $1 million or I'm da da da. It was like I had to start so small. So start small. 3 things you're thankful for. Here's the thing: if you do that for 21 days, it can change your brain. Like, it will help you be happier. And it's so simple, but again, it's hard to be grateful when things are really hard. Start small, it's very impactful. The next thing is to do something where you experience flow. Flow is where you're doing something and you lose track of time. So, for any of you who play a musical instrument or sing, if you've ever like gotten on the piano and then you look up at the clock and you're like, oh my gosh, an hour and a half has gone by and you didn't even know it, and you feel good, like you feel relaxed. You are experiencing flow. Some of you may experience that through handicrafts or painting, doing woodworking. Some people experience it cleaning. I wish I did, but I don't. Some people experience it with exercise or doing yard work. Some people experience reading. So when you do that, it can really lower your stress and boost your mood. That's what the studies show, especially if you experience it several times a week. So if you don't know how you experience flow, then pay attention. So, so the thing is, if you're doing a task like cooking and it's requiring a little bit of work, feels good, you lose track of time, you're kind of energized when it's done, then you've experienced flow. So you should cook more often. That's what that means. Little caveat: television unfortunately doesn't count. Or if you find you've downed 3 bottles of wine and you're feeling really good and you've lost track of time, that is not the kind of flow that I'm talking about. The next one is super easy. It's super easy. And that is to listen to something positive or watch something positive or inspiring or just funny. So, if you're in a negative space and you're listening to really moody, negative music, I'm an artist, I'm a theater major, love moody music, okay? Like the dark, depressing stuff, but not when I'm feeling that way and I want to get out of it. So, listening to something inspiring sounds cheesy, but for you, think about it in your life. Have you ever been in a bad mood and then you're driving in the car and the radio comes on and there's like a song that you love and it changes your mood like that? Even for me, like holiday music puts me in a good mood. If I'm not in one and it just comes on, I'm like, oh yeah, it's the holidays. So it sounds really stupid, but it's so simple. So just a song that's coming to my mind is I don't even know if I'm saying her name right, is Andrea Day, Rise Up. Love that song. It's such an empowering song that when you're done, you feel good. Same thing with watching a story or reading a book about someone who's overcome some kind of challenge, because it makes you realize, you know what? It makes you feel good, but you have that in you too. You do have the ability to overcome, and this is just a season. And also, of course, I'm a huge fan of humor and comedy, and laughing releases a lot of endorphins. I watch a ton of stand up comedy specials. Unfortunately, a lot of them are dirty if you don't like that kind of thing, but there are some clean ones like on Netflix and so forth. So just, you know, do a little research and watch them and laugh for an hour, and you'll be amazed how much better you feel. So, super simple. Really encourage you to do that. Now, let's say you don't feel like doing any of that, or you do it and you just it's not working. Here's what I want you to know is that again, it's okay to not be okay right now. It's okay to feel lonely. It's okay to feel anxious. It's like I said, it's normal. This is okay. This is really hard, what you're going through and experiencing right now. And, it's such a just a stupid analogy, but there's so much truth to this. Sometimes when we go through really hard times, it's like a cloudy day when it's like a thunderstorm or, even a hurricane. Okay. Some of you, 2020 is a hurricane, right? Or some of you have been through the hurricane where when we're in it, we feel like it's never going to end. Like this is just life now. And this is what life is. And it's not. It would be ridiculous of us to say the sun is never going to shine again because it's not true. Because we all know the sun does come out. And again, it's a stupid analogy, but I'm telling you that is the truth of your life. Just because you're going through a challenging time right now does not mean it's going to be this way forever. It's not. It's not. So, but because it's okay to feel okay, to have the mindset that this is not forever, this is a tip that I did that nobody shared with me, but it did make me feel better. And that was to throw myself an enormous pity party. Okay. Because for some reason, we're not allowed to feel bad in our society, which is just ridiculous. So throw yourself a huge pity party. But the catch with this is that you need to put a time limit on it. And if you're living with other people in your house and you're still experiencing loneliness, because sometimes we can feel really lonely in a crowd or just around people who we don't feel understand us. So if you're experiencing that loneliness, go into your room, whatever. You can hit the bed for 20 minutes. You can just throw yourself on the bed and cry for 20 minutes and think of every bad thing that's happened to you. You can get angry and go punch a punching bag or go for a run and just get it out. Like, just go ahead and feel those awful feelings because they're valid. Again, it's okay for you to feel the things you're feeling. But then again, here's the time with the time limit. You got to get it out. Like I said, punch the bed for 20 minutes, cry for 20 minutes, think about all the bad stuff for 20 minutes. And you can set a timer. And when the 20 minutes is up, guess what? You get up, you're done. Like, okay. Some of you may need longer. Some of you may just need a day, like a day to fall apart. And that's what I would do. And it made me feel better. And that allocated time kept me from staying in that place because some of us get stuck in that negativity and that pity party. I don't want you stuck in that. You need to move forward. But giving yourself permission to fall apart, eat 5 quarts of ice cream. Well, maybe not 5 quarts of ice cream, but just have a big freaking pity party, then be done and get up and do the next right thing. That's all you have to do. Get up and do the next right thing once it's done. So just to recap, it's okay to feel these negative emotions. It means you're human. Exercise, get outside. These aren't in order. Get off social media, experience flow, do 3 things you're grateful for, If it's not working, throw a big fat pity party to yourself, get that stuff out. And then if you're still really struggling, please ask for help. It's really okay. It's okay to get help. And finally, remember that this is not how life is going to be forever. You have something to offer. You have gifts and talents nobody else does. And you need to move forward in your life as soon as you can, and just do by doing that next right thing so that you can make a difference, because this world needs you. So with that, I will let you go. Take care.